On this day, 50 years ago, Saigon fell to North Vietnamese troops. That led to the end of the Vietnam War and also the reunification of Vietnam as one nation. Some 3 million Vietnamese were killed. 60,000 Americans killed too. 20 years of war there. Tens of thousands of refugees relocated to southeastern Louisiana, New Orleans East, parts of the coastline too, to create a vibrant community here. Now, days before the end of the war, a group of women flight attendants flew the last commercial flight out of Saigon, which today is called Ho Chi Minh City.
They used a jumbo jet to evacuate their fellow Pan American World Airways employees and their families. CBS Elizabeth Cook shares more on this remarkable story.
North of San Francisco, overlooking Tamales Bay, these women gathered to remember.
And we shared an adventure together that we'll never forget.
Their names, Sue, Pamela, Laura Lee, and Cha. It was April of 1975. They were all stewardesses for Pan Am Airways, and they all volunteered for an extremely dangerous mission.
There wasn't any question we were going to go in and do what we could.
Thousands of people were roaming Da Nang airfield.
6 days before the fall of Saigon, the situation was chaotic. The FAA banned all commercial flights in and out of Vietnam. But Pan Am got special permission for one final journey.
In the middle of the night, Pan Ops called me and asked me if I would volunteer to go into Saigon on a rescue mission. And I said yes.
The goal? To evacuate Pan Am's Vietnamese employees and families.
They were working for an American company. I believe their lives would have all been in danger if they'd stayed.
The crew was willing to cram even more on board, including Cha's 4 teenage sisters.
My sisters, of course, is so scared.
On the flight, extra uniforms and wigs. The plan? To dress each sister as a Pan Am stewardess. Then, one by one, the disguised teens drove out to the plane, passing soldiers armed with machine guns.
Without my help, I don't think they had the way of getting out of the country.
They boarded nearly 100 more passengers than the plane could seat.
It was packed, every inch.
When the jumbo jet took off,
there was gunfire that we could hear. We knew that the airport was surrounded. What I recall was the deafening silence.
People were crying. We were crying. We were sad that they had to leave that way.
Yet out of that sadness, a flight to freedom and a bond that will last a lifetime. Elizabeth Cook, CBS News, San Francisco.
Wow, and if you would like to take a look back through history and honor the lives both lost and changed by the Vietnam War, you can visit the historic New Orleans Collection new exhibit called Making It Home, From Vietnam to New Orleans. It explores the hard journey Vietnamese refugees made to settle here in New Orleans, their lives and the hope they brought with them. The exhibit is in the museum's Tricentennial Wing on Royal Street and is free with your ticket purchase. The museum begins offering guided tours tomorrow. Visit WOLTV.com for a link for more information.